Hi guys, I'm here again. We're talking about BMS workout like our last video, and we were talking about the order of things. Everything has an order. You can't walk if you don't put a step first and then the other. The same thing goes for everything around you. Everything has a system, everything has a dynamic. Sometimes when we feel anxious or out of control, is because all our systems that surround us, they're out of whack, literally. So, but one of the things that we understand, all of us, regardless of who you are, is that people are important, whether they work for us or they're our family, they're our loved ones, and we put a value on everybody. We put a value on people based on the interaction that we have with them. For example, mothers, and they have a high value in some cases. In some other cases, things happen and that value is gone, or the person is gone, and then that value is only a spiritual value. But that person in front of you, no matter who it is, he always has a value. As a salesperson, we always understand that every customer is a buyer. So as a human being, you have to understand that every person in front of you is a human being. When you understand that and you take that approach, you understand that that person is as valuable as you are, regardless of status or social level. The hardest part when we go into situations like the crisis we go into is that we're not accustomed to that. We're not accustomed to seeing everybody like we are. We're accustomed to say, oh, that's the guy that washes my car, or that's my gardener, that's my. Now it's like, everybody is starting to look like me. So that can be a little scary. How do we fix this? For me, this is the way it works. I put my parents at the top, like a hierarchy. Whoever is at the most important to you. And you don't give them a value for the things that they do to you. You give them a value for the things they represent to you. The blood that you have, it comes from two people, right? And so those people are the most valuable because they gave you that. And without that, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't even be here. So regardless of what they've done or what they are, or what, you have to have that in consideration. Part of compassion, charity, caring, and hope. Love is a circle of all those things. Sometimes we feel hurt. Sometimes we feel like somebody, cut us short, and we forget that that's a human being too, and is trying to do the same thing that you are sometimes, and maybe he doesn't do it the right way, or he doesn't know how to do it. In this case, I'm just giving you a little bit of a trail on how to deal with things when you feel yourself like, God, Lord, I'm on this all by myself. How am I going to do this? Well, first and foremost, you got to make a list of all your people. See, I make little cartoons like this. That's how my people look like. You see, they all look the same. None of them have expensive purses or different colors, or they all look the same. Why? Because they are all equally important to me. But just because they're equally important to you, that doesn't mean that there's not an order to it. So for example, if my mother calls me, I don't push the button and put it on hold, go to the voicemail. I answer and I say, Mom, I'm busy, but I will call you as soon as possible. Is this an emergency? She will say, no. But I will always answer to my mother unless I'm asleep or my phone is dead. Father, or your daughter, or you see, that's where the order of things goes. That doesn't mean if I'm in a business, I'm going to cut my cell or whatever, so that my mom or whoever tells me that she needs sour cream for whatever reason. So, but as soon as I'm done, I'm going to make that phone call and ask Mom, what did you need? And then she'll tell me I need sour cream, and then I'll take a chuckle, right? But I did not lose my business transaction. I finished it, and so that's an order of things. No reason to get annoyed, no reason to be angry, no reason. It's simply having priorities in life. So these people come in a lineup like this. It goes from your parents, even if you have grandparents, if you're blessed and lucky. I have my grandma, so she goes right here, and then my mom, right here, my brothers, also my children, right? So if my kids call me, right, I don't care, I answer. And then I go through the same drill. What do you need? Okay. If not important, then I go back to my translator and I say, I will call you right back, right? Always ask if it's an emergency. It might be an emergency, right? So this is what we need to learn when we have this opportunity, where we have that time to assess what we've been doing all this time. And now we find ourselves in this situation where we probably will be better off if we had families around and we had other people around us. But you still can go through this because we have a great blessing, believe it or not, that we have social media. You can actually see yourself talking to your mom, or imagine in 1929, right, in the Great Depression, where people used to travel on bogies, and telephone was like a luxury, right? People couldn't do these things. So you see how much advantage you have over the previous situation. So consider yourself lucky in a way that you can actually navigate through this situation, and don't get so caught up in the negative of it, because then negative is zero, right? So the more energy you put to that, the more zero you're going to get. So you need to turn that ideas around, get some help as wherever you can, get your network going of people that makes you feel good, get some good entertainment. You can watch the movies that you always wanted to watch, the music, and remember, that's only one side of what's going on. You need to be up to date with the information, make sure you're not breaking any of the rules, and also prepare. We're not in fun times right now. This is times to be on guard and to be with our eyes and ears wide open, because so far everything is just smooth, right? But anything can happen. Even on a good day, anything can happen, right? You see the newspaper is full of bad news. So, and that's when we have everything, prosperity and everything. So just be alert. We're here in this world to be alert and experience life, not to run away from it, not to be scared, not to be feared by it. It's just a system of events that we need to deal with. We have people in their 80s and 90s out there walking, even 100, that they've gone through terrible things, and they survived them, whether it's natural disasters or wars or whatever. So this is not something that was intentionally done onto you. These are things that happen globally all the time, because things change upstairs where we have no control over, and the only powers that we have is how do we react to the adversity. And let me tell you something. I know about some adversity, but this is new in a way to me, but it's not that new. All right? The way I live is very minimal. I'm not a minimalist and I'm not a prepper. So I don't have any, it's different. It's different. The way I deal with things is through this, pen and paper, pen and paper. Everything you see is designed with pen and paper. The buildings, everything. So you got to design your life the same way. Get a pen and paper and start writing down what's bugging you, whether it's your health, you're scared about your health, you're scared about the situation, and don't focus on what doesn't work. Focus on what works, grow from that, and you're going to be successful. And hopefully, like I say, you come out of this one without a scratch. So take care of yourself. Make those phone calls to the people that you've been thinking about it, to reach out and get support, because they also are worried. The only way we're going to get through this is if we stay strong together. Communicate with each other, and give each other a sign of peace, a sign of love. I noticed today I went out and walked and got my food, and everybody was friendly. So there are good things already happening. Don't be afraid. Ciao.